Well, hi everyone, and thank you for being here. This is another episode of Women Like Me, Stories in Business. I'm your host, Julie Fairhurst, and today we are talking with Tamara. She is one of our newest authors in our new book, which is called Broken. Oh my gosh, can you believe I have to double check the name? Beautiful Broken. Beautiful, broken, and becoming. I had a little brain lapse there for a second. And this book comes out Friday, July 25th. So if you're watching this before July 25th, then the book comes out then. If you're watching it after, then the book's already on Amazon if you're interested in getting it. So Tamara's title is called A Girl and Her Horrors, How the Adventure Came Alive. It's an amazing story, you guys, and she is an amazing lady. So I can't wait for you to get to know her. So Tamara, thank you so much for being willing to do this.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to, be able to have this opportunity to write and share my story.
Yeah, awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe where you live, anything at all you feel like you want to share?
Okay, I currently reside in the Okanagan Valley. So if some of you don't know, this is kind of like the wine country of the Okanagan. Um, we get hundreds and hundreds of tourists every year, so we're a busy little community, but we still find time to enjoy our quiet times. And for me, that's with my horse. And to
Aw.
this day, I still have Chance. He's
And
34 this year.
34.
Yeah,
Wow. You've been together 34 years.
we have. I got him when he was a year and a half old.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's like a marriage.
it truly is. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's just beautiful. Just beautiful. And your title, A Girl and Her Horse. So, what inspired you to write that story in the book?
Well, I had always talked about writing our story, and I never knew exactly how that would come to be or if it ever would come to be. And I just happened to fall into and see your link and decided, hey, I'm going to give it a shot. And if it happened, it happened. If not, that's okay. And you thought my story was interesting. So I was super excited to dive in and try and put my, adventures and things that had gathered all the things that had happened to us over the years and put it into a little chapter.
Yeah, it's perfect. I'm just thrilled. I can't wait for people to read it. So, was there anything that you almost didn't include in your story, but you did anyway? Was there anything you thought, oh, should I really put that in there?
Well, there was definitely a section in the book that is very real and hard to write about, hard to relive. But it was an important part to my story, so I thought that was important for me to try and work through. It was a lot of emotion and, things that had happened many, many years ago. So,
And how do you feel now that it's in a book?
a little nervous, not gonna lie. It's not a lot of people know some aspects. Like a lot of everyone knows, I've had my horse for a long, long time and he's older than some of the people I work with, but it's I hope that people will appreciate the how hard it was to actually put some of those words to paper.
Yes, for sure. Yes. And I just want to, give you like an applause
Yeah.
because it is not easy to write your personal story. And it takes a lot of courage. And so I appreciate you for being able to dig in there and actually do it. I know it's tough. So what surprised you most about the writing process? Were you surprised by anything?
Well, was never a great English student in school, so I thought, am I taking biting off a little too much here? Is this going to be too hard for me to get all of my memories sorted and put in a manner that would read easily for people? And just the editing process, was a little more difficult for me. I second guessed myself a lot, had to put it down and come back to it. So,
I have to ask Siri all the time. Oops, she's close to me. I better be careful, not mention her name. Um, can you spell this for me? And then 99% of the time I have it right. But we always, that's just what we do. We doubt
yep,
ourselves for sure.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You did a spectacular job. You did a
Oh,
great job with the editing. You did your flow's great. I was just really impressed. It's very, very good. So,
thank
can
you.
you tell us a little bit about what your chapter's about?
So it starts off with when I first started or I guess like where I would have purchased Chance from, and where how I came to be that he became a part of our life. I would never started off my summer that year looking at, okay, I'm going to end up being a horse owner. But the way my summer went that year and the adventures that came to be, that's that's where I started off. So just the kind of a prequel to how he became part of my life. And then we flowed through our different adventures, Chance and I up the mountains, the different mountains that we've climbed, different hurdles, getting lost, in the mountains, and how we worked as a team to be able to get home, and
Yeah.
how life just progressed over. I kind of jumped over a few years, but just how we progressed and how our bond became so strong.
Yeah. One of the things I loved when we first talked about your story is that you were actually taking tourists on trail rides at
Yeah,
12 years old.
yeah. I was one of the trail guides, and we'd have anywhere from 10 to 15, 16 people riding out with us up the mountains.
Wow. Wow. That's that's amazing at that age. Good for you. That
Yeah.
is just absolutely amazing. So if you had a message, if your story has a message, which everybody's story has a message, what do you think that message is?
Um, just to stay true to yourself. Um, and no matter how hard life can be, that you always have somebody in your corner, and no matter if they're two-legged or four-legged,
I love that.
and there's always someone there that you can lean on, and you can make it through just about anything.
So what's it like having having such a tight-knit relationship with a horse? Because it's funny. I've been seeing all these things along social media about I'm not sure what to call it, but where people are lying on, I think they're getting Reiki maybe, and it's out in it just looks beautiful, outside, and there's horses there. And the horses are just sort of leaning over those people. And so, what is it like having such a close relationship with a horse?
He's amazing. He knows when my emotions change. He knows if I'm physically hurting. I've had some injuries and still tried to go and ride, and I can feel his gait actually change. He'll walk
Mm.
slowly. He'll be careful. If he feels me shift, he'll stop. It's quite amazing. He's very intuitive. He knows, he'll follow me around if I'm not, if I'm having a harder day. He'll be there. He's even let me fall asleep leaning against him. I had a long day at work, and I next thing I knew, it was half an hour later, and he hasn't budged, and he didn't leave my side that day. So
Oh my goodness, that
yeah,
is so beautiful.
it's pretty amazing. They have really great energy,
Yeah. And a good friend.
very much. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. What do you hope other women will feel when they or learn when they're reading your story?
I would hope that it will inspire maybe some that are going through a tough time, that because there's a section that is harder for me in my book, in my chapter, and I would hope that they find the strength to keep going, to push through, that there will be a light at the end of the tunnel, things will turn around. Um,
And
and
so where did you get that faith? Was it just going through it or
I, I think just going through it, um, and then future things, hiccups, roadblocks in my life, I had chance to lean on. And we traveled all over BC, Washington, Alberta together, competing. He may not have been the youngest, but he had the biggest heart and never let me down. So as hard as
oh,
some of those adventures were, like we we pushed through together.
yeah. It's pets can be, I'm going to call him a pet, but he's obviously a good friend and family member. But
Yeah,
pets as family members um, can help us so much.
yeah,
I have cats,
yeah,
and but they know, same thing. They know when I'm not feeling well or when I'm tired or when I need a cuddle, and
yeah.
it's they're there for us.
They are.
I'm going to get teary-eyed.
Aw.
Oh, for sure. Oh, okay. So how has your life changed, do you think, by telling your story?
I think I've had a little bit of a weight lifted. It's not something that I'm holding just inside anymore. A lot of even my close friends don't know about some of the hurdles I had growing up and how that's molded me to the person that I am today. I had to grow up very fast and take on a lot of adult responsibilities before I even left high school. So it just, oh gosh, um, I think allowing that story to be out and people to see, to understand that side of me, will things will make a little bit more sense for those that work with me or that are closer to me that may
Yeah.
not know the backstory.
Yes, yeah. And it's what I love about these books, the Women Like Me books, and we've got 180 women who have written, so you're part of that group
Oh,
now, in 353 true life stories. What I think is just so beautiful is that there's a healing for the writer, of course, because they're releasing things that they've been holding on to, or maybe some fear. But then we have to remember the other part of it is the reader.
yes,
And even so, yes, of course, some of your friends, maybe family members are going to read it. They're going to maybe understand you a little better. But also that woman who picks up the book and reads your story and sees herself in there
yeah,
and then sees that, you can carry on. There is hope beyond your individual situation.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, what does beautiful, broken, and becoming mean to you personally?
Hmm. Gosh. I with having the book and it it's meant a lot to me. Just having, gosh, this is a hard one. Um, just, you know, achieving that goal of writing a bit of my story. It's it's definitely gonna make the next, hurdle in my life a little bit easier.
Yeah,
That I have a way to, let go of some things, and the healing process that it's had has been amazing.
yeah.
just being able to open up about real life.
Yeah. I love that you said that because that's, I mean, here you are, you saw my advertisement looking for, my call out for some writers. You were scared,
Yeah.
but you said, ah, what the heck, give it a shot. We
Yeah.
talked. I loved your story, so I invited you to do it. And then you had the courage to do it, although it was difficult. And I just love how you say now, so if something happens, maybe you're not going to hide it. Maybe you're not going to bury it deep down inside now. Maybe you now are going to be brave enough to deal with it. It could
Yeah.
make your life better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And it could for others too. So often we just, especially us women, I think we just bury it, bury it, bury it. But I believe that eventually, somewhere down the line, it gets full in there.
Yeah.
You can only
Yeah.
stick so much in there. And then all of a sudden, it's going to start coming out. And it comes out in different ways. It can come out making us sick. It can come out emotionally, causing relationship problems. It can, all sorts of problems. So to
Yeah.
be able to, as you said, just, not have that burden and maybe be able to deal with things when they happen rather than stuff them down is massive.
Yes.
And I think it's
Yeah.
amazing that we can do that through writing our stories.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
hopefully it'll inspire somebody else.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So, so in your life, who was the, well, we already know who was there for you. It was chance, but let's put a
Yeah.
human being out there. So did you have any human beings that were there that really helped you along the way? And if you didn't, that's okay. But um, I'm just curious whether there was, there was chance, but did you have anybody else there for you?
Yeah. Mom and I were pretty close. High school years were challenging, but
Yeah.
um, we got closer and closer as I got older and the like our lifestyles changed and we've been working as a team ever since. Um, but there was Jerry who is a part of my story and was actually my adopted dad. And he had been there to help me through some of my harder years
Hmm.
as I grew up and with
Yeah.
circumstances and stuff. And his mom still keeps me under her wing, and we go
Oh,
down and visit her in Seattle all the time. So it's pretty amazing.
that is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I just really want to encourage you all to read Tamara's story because it is it's just a journey of love and and love of people and love of animals and just a girl being able to get out there and do her thing and then of course tragedy striking but being able to come out of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just such a good story. So what advice would you give to a woman who might be feeling broken?
Just to find your person and your person or your animal um, that you can talk with and try and navigate through some of your emotions at the time so that you're not burying them deep down and hiding them away from everybody just because you have to carry on. There needs to be
Yeah,
that moment that you can let go and have a shoulder to lean on or someone that you trust that you can help that can help you just sort through your emotions, get things put in order for you a bit. Um, for
yeah,
me, Chance was my shoulder many, many, many times, no matter what was going on. So,
yeah. Yeah, I think that's just so true because we all need somebody.
yeah,
We all need somebody out there that just accepts us the way we are and non-judgmental. And really, isn't that the thing about animals?
yeah,
They don't
Absolutely.
care if we're tall and skinny or short and fat or old or beautiful or whatever
Yeah.
we've experienced in the world. They still love us. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. There's no judgment. What we've done in our past or haven't done in our past. They just, yeah, they're just unconditional love.
Yeah. And they just listen no matter
Yeah.
what. There's
Yeah.
no trying to solve your problems for you. They just listen.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
It is huge. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, let me ask you, what's next for you in writing, healing, life? Are you any plans now that you've sort of got a taste of writing?
Yeah. So I was talking with a friend of mine at work, and she does know about my story and was supporting me through this journey. And we talked about, oh, maybe I'll have to write another story. We were talking about my mom and um, how she has a bit of a sticky finger now that she has Alzheimer's. So
Oh.
we maybe we'll have a sticky finger bandit story and the adventures that she gets herself into navigating her new section of life, her new
Oh
chapter
my
in her life.
goodness,
So,
that would be an amazing book. Oh my goodness, love it. I love
yeah.
that. Love that
So,
idea. There's so many, and sometimes the other thing I just want to mention to for anybody that's listening is a lot of times we think, oh, we need to tell our deepest, darkest stories. And certainly that can be true, especially for some people that have a lot of those really deep, dark stories that they need to feel that they need to tell. But there's also beautiful stories that we can tell. I always tell if I get a potential writer and they're like, oh, well, maybe the story they wanted to tell was just they weren't ready for that. And so I
yeah,
say to them, well, it doesn't have to be that dark. Let's tell a lighter story. Let's just get your feet wet. And
yeah,
sometimes at that point, they tend to be a bit fearful and they walk away. But I love that you said that because that would be such a beautiful story.
yeah. We've got to find humor, no matter as how hard this chapter in our lives are. We got to find the humor in it, and Mom still has some good giggles of things that she's doing, no matter how silly or what we're
Yes.
doing. She finds
Oh,
some giggles. So,
I love it. I love it.
yeah.
Well, I will look forward to that. I think that's beautiful. So, is there any message that you would want all the readers who pick up this book to have? What message would you want to relay to them?
Just, I think I would hope that they would find some courage to be able to share, um, to be able to just allow their story to come out, and that it's okay to share, it's okay to be vulnerable with that story because you can find healing with sharing it. And you can find some peace with and have some weight lifted off of you if you can
Yeah,
share your story. No matter
yeah,
how much or how little you want to share,
yeah.
every little bit will help you get through.
Oh, thank you for that. You just hit the nail on the head for sure. And the other thing is that they don't have to put it in a book out to the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Share to your
they
friend.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
journal, those kinds of things. But if you want to put it out to the world, well, then it's out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Then it's there.
Then it's out there. And there's a healing in that as well. Yeah,
Yes.
there's a healing in that as well. A lot of times I'll get during our book launches, I'll get some of our ladies who panic a little bit. And then I say, well, you're in the book, so I can't remove you from the book, but I cannot talk about you and those kinds of things. And then they think about it and then they say, you know what? This is, yeah, I by not by turning and saying, no, I don't want to put it out there after I've written it is another way of just hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, for our purpose. But for people sitting at home that just maybe journal or start to think, well, maybe I'll just start to play with this a little bit, it can be very healing without putting it out to 8 billion people to read.
Yeah.
And wouldn't that be fun if 8 billion people read our books?
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be amazing?
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Well, Tamara, I have just loved this conversation we've had. And I have just so much appreciation for you to be able to write that story. And what I got from your story was a new appreciation for people and their pets, people and their animals. And I
Yeah.
and it even as I was reading your story as we were going through the process, I even started looking at my animals a little bit differently. And
Aw.
yeah, and so that's just one little thing that I got out of it. And I think that just in a really enlightening story. And I hope everybody will pick it up just because they want to read your story.
Oh, wonderful. I hope so too.
Yeah.
My goal is at least a couple hundred from my workplace. I'm hoping here.
Oh, that would be
Gonna
so
tell
lovely.
everyone.
That's right. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, Tamara, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. And everyone, remember, if you are watching before July 25th, there's a book coming out on that date. If you're watching this after that date, well, Tamara's story is in Beautiful, Broken, and Becoming, and you can get it on Amazon. And we just want to thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, Tamara.
Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to seeing our book out in the store.
Perfect. Bye bye for now.
Bye.